So, what has our favourite Chinese multi-hyphenate curly prince been doing this week? I find out in the YIBO Weekly. Okay, there is a lot of news and, well, there's not that much news, but there's one very important piece of news, and that is we have seen the man. He has reappeared in Paris as was foretold, and there's a million beautiful pictures and I will show them to you. But I'm really sorry about all of this and all of the grain, but this is the only chance I'm going to have today to film and the sun isn't up yet. So let's just go for it. Okay, before we get to the interesting stuff, let's talk about the rest of the week. Early in the week, news broke that YIBO had taken on new legal representation, and there were all sorts of theories about why that might be. And then very shortly after that, his management, Yuhua Entertainment, posted about a progress report in his reputation protection case, i.e. Like suing a bunch of people. And there was a whole bunch of fan drama and hot searches for a couple of days. There was this thing that happened a couple of years ago, and there was this high-profile Chinese businessman who got in trouble with the government, and a whole bunch of stuff about his private life became public, and it was rumoured that he had been sexually involved with a male A-list star who, as far as I can make out, I don't even know where the rumour came from. And as far as I can make out, nobody was ever actually identified. But at the time, the rumours were rife that it was Wang YIBO who was being spoken about. This was all investigated and put to rest years ago. However, in the recent past, some people had circulated reports about this incident naming Wang YIBO, and these reports were written by the Chinese AI DeepSeek. They had sent prompts into the model in such a way that it produced these reports, which were then circulated, and these people were being sued. And there was a fair amount of conversation about the whole DeepSeekness of it. And then it was circulated that DeepSeek had made an apology to Wang YIBO because of this thing. And then it subsequently turned out that that also was nonsense, that somebody had prompted DeepSeek to produce a report saying that DeepSeek had apologized to Wang YIBO over the incident, and it's just a nightmare. But anyway, there was a whole bunch of buzz about this early in the week, and that's some of the news. Wang YIBO did not comment about this in any way during the couple of days that this was like at the top of mind in the news cycle. He did nothing as far as anybody could see, except he went on Instagram at least once, we know, because he liked a post by one of his mutuals who is a Chinese snowboarder. The next thing that happened was early morning of the 6th of July, Wang YIBO was spotted at Beijing Airport, not as I initially assumed returning to China, but in fact leaving China, flying out to Paris. We don't know how long he was back, but he was back and unseen, and ninja'd his way into the country, but was spotted on the way out. There's a whole conversation about pictures in airports that I'm not going to get into here, but let's just say that I'm not going to be showing you the photos or the footage that were taken in the airport. That is not a thing that I'm going to be doing. So he was seen. He's alive. The man breathes. And he still had the hair, the curly hair that was in the selfie that he released a couple of weeks ago. So that was very excitement. So then the fandom is poised because, you know, we know that something's going to be happening. He's going to be seen. The next thing of any particular note that happened was that a guy who is the Deputy Director of the Foreign Affairs Department in China on his personal Weibo posted a vid with Everything is Lovely as the background music, and that caused a bit of a stir because he had recommended that people go and watch the video and enjoy Wang YIBO singing, and everybody thought that was like a bit exciting that, you know, a big wig was posting about Wang YIBO. But this was really just because everybody was poised. I personally believe everybody was just ready to jump on anything at this point. Okay, so then on the 7th, early morning of the 7th, Wang YIBO posted, he reposted one of the big official accounts post about the anniversary of the Marco Polo Bridge incident, July 7th incident, which is now 88 years ago. And it's often considered to be like the starting point of the Second Sino-Japanese War, which is basically how China entered the Second World War, and it's a big deal in China. So it was the 80th anniversary, and Wang YIBO posted about it, and YIBO official posted about it, and pretty much everybody posted about it, and that's the 7th of July. But what happened on the 8th is that he was seen finally in Paris in all his glory. He was in Paris for Chanel. They had a haute couture show yesterday in the middle of the day in Paris, which was actually last night, my time. YIBO official posted some pictures. They posted 3 lots, I think, of 9 pics. And they also put up a Douyin, a little bit of video, and it was amazing because he was out in public, arriving and leaving. There's a gazillion different fan sites were there taking photos, and there are a million photos from different angles. There's also a number of the media organisations have now put out little bits of footage from inside the event, and you see him smiling and, you know, a little bit of even talking to people just briefly. There's one very cute photo of him like shaking hands with Marion Cotillard. I'm hopeless at all names, not just Chinese names. And it looks like they're holding hands, and it's very cute. And anyway, the drought is over. This is the news. The drought is over. Who knows when he'll be seen again, but he has been seen now. Our crops are watered. We're all fine. So I'm just going to stop now and put in a million photos. You can go and like download or just like spend a million hours staring into the abyss, dreaming about Wang YIBO with these pictures later. But I should wrap up finally with brand stuff. There was actually not very much brand stuff to speak of this week because everybody's run out of material, except with one exception. As they teased last week, Helen Keller had a new bunch of pics, and they released them over a couple of different days. Pictures of Wang YIBO with a Doberman, I think, some sort of black dog with pointy ears, and also with some cactus. And there was a little bit of footage as well, behind the scenes footage of the shoot where they had him in a Perspex box for some reason. And so that a whole new photo shoot, which presumably was from before, although possibly, no, I'm confusing myself. It's too early in the morning for me to think about this. That happened, and the only other thing really that happened is that there was a new solar term, and every time that there is a solar term, Adolf puts out a photo edit for the solar term, and they did that as well. So, but that's it. That is it. That is the wrap up for the week. I hope you're all well. I'm going to play us. I haven't decided yet which one I'm going to play. I'm going to play us out with a little bit of footage of YIBO in Paris. Hope you're all well, and happy YIBO Wednesday.